Thank you for coming back to the channel. We are on day 3 of our videos uploading daily, okay? This is my 3rd video. If you've seen me with the pink shirt, it's just day 3. And as promised, we're going to be talking about lights. You see I got these lights in the background, these tube lights. If you were wondering what these lights are, I'll link them in the description. But we're not talking about these lights. We're talking about the lights that you can't see on camera. We're going to be talking about the light that's over there that's shining this blue little haze here, and the light that's over here that is making the perfect kind of like soft light for my face. So let's get started talking about some lights. Now we're going to go from cheapest to the most expensive light that I have, which is that one up there, but that's how I kind of do things. So let's get started with this NEEWER light. This light, very good for pointing at certain things. You can put it on top of your camera and it does a actually really good job, especially with this 3D printed little grid. This 3D printed grid that I got on here, so you can kind of focus the light at subjects, kind of like it's, instead of the light going everywhere, the light goes straight on exactly where you need it to go. So if I turn this light on, as you can see, you don't see the light flashing at you or at the camera as much until I point it directly at it. So if I take it off, no matter where I pointed, it is kind of shining literally in an entire kind of like, I don't know, you see the background? You see how it's like all over the place? Now if I put this back on, boom, you can see that if I point it at myself, you can kind of direct it at certain spots. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but see, oh, that's kind of like a flashlight. At least that's how I would explain it. So if I'm pointing it at me, it's not as much going in the background. I would actually have to point it at the background for the light to be shining back there. But if you want it directly on you, this light would do a great job, okay? And these lights were relatively expensive. I think for each one of these were 15 bucks when I bought them. And if you guys want the model to the 3D print, I will leave a link to it on, I think it's on Maker Lab from Bamboo. So if you guys want the this little, like, I would call it a grid for this specific light, I'll leave it in the description because it's like another feature for this light that anybody can use. So I like this light a lot. You can literally set it up and be like, wow, ominous, but very good light. I would start out with this light. If you're not trying to pay too much money for lights, this light works really good. It gets really bright and it is full RGB, so you can change the color. It has full color range to change all the colors. So if you need a specific color, and say for instance this blue light over here wasn't doing it too much, and I wanted a pink light kind of like right up here in the corner to have like the 2 color thing going on, it would be a good light to use, especially a cheap light. So definitely check out this light, link in the description. Probably one of my favorite lights. I use this light for lighting up kind of subjects and things, especially with the 3D printed grid on it. Now to our next light that we're going to be checking out is the tube light. It's kind of like the lights back there. This is a tube light. It comes with the kind of the same kind of concept that keeps the light shining at a certain subject, but if you don't really care about doing all that, you can take this off. It's just Velcro, so I'm gonna pull that off, and this is the light. That's the little name thing on the light. This has magnets on it, so you can take and magnetize it to metal. So if I want to put it back there on the metal, I could. So I can turn this on with a little switch. You can turn it on with a little switch on the back and it gets super bright. I'm talking, oh my god, that is so bright. Okay, we're gonna turn that down. Hold on. So you spin the wheel on the light to turn the brightness down and up. So there's a little wheel. Focus. There's a little wheel right there that you use to turn the brightness up and down, we're gonna put it to, let's put it to 1%. Now, these lights are very good if you're trying to, you know, light yourself. Now, all the lights are good for if you want to light yourself, but this one in particular kind of looks good in the background. As you can see, I got some tube lights right there. They're not the same as this light, but these tube lights are very big, okay? But if you wanted some extra lights, you can switch to modes. So now I have the light in purple, and you can just go back here and boom. Just if I wanted some up, I literally turned it off. Oh, okay, the battery or the Mac. Okay, I guess this back here isn't fully metal, but boom, just kind of like a light back there in the background. Hopefully it doesn't fall, because I guess my shelf isn't as metal as I thought it would. But as you can see, it kind of gives me a nice edge light across the edge of me, and I think that looks pretty good. I think we'll keep that for the rest of the video. But those lights, not super expensive. I can't remember the price, so I put the price, boom, right here for this light. And it's a great light for if you want to, you know, have a nice portable light that you can take and put on a tripod. There are tripod mounts on it on both sides of it, so you can take and set that thing up for any kind of situation. So a 10 out of 10 light from me. Okay, now we're going to even more expensive lights. This is our last light that we're going to talk about, okay? And I have no clue how I'm going to show it to you because I'm using the light. So we're going to have to figure that out. So how am I going to do this? Take the light down for one. Okay, there's a big light. The lighting in this video is going to be a bit wonky. I'm going to use the NEEWER light to light us. Okay, we've switched lights. Okay, it's a bit different. I know it's probably not as great because I'm using the smaller light, but this is our second light that we got here. This is a NEEWER light, and it is the MS60C, a extremely bright light that you can use. And yeah, this is the light I use all the time, and it gets super bright. Okay, now it doesn't come with this little small softbox. This softbox, very small compared to huge and heavy softboxes. So I don't know if you guys could hear me. I had the mic in my shirt kind of tucked in there, but this is the NEEWER light, and it is powered by you plug it in, it's powered by that. There's mounts on the bottom, there's a fan on the inside, and it gets super bright. So that's my super expensive light. Now, if you liked that lighting setup in the beginning of this video, like right now, it's kind of off a little bit. I kind of got to get closer to the camera to really be lit properly. If I get back here, kind of gets dimmer. But if I get closer up, the NEEWER light can get the job done. But if you want, you know, better, softer light with a bit more control, there's this light has an app. It's relatively good, and I would buy another one of these lights if I didn't have so many other lights, okay? But, you know, I love this light. Very good light. It has a little screen on the back to where you can change the settings. It's full RGB, and I can't remember the price. The price will be right here if you guys want to buy this light. And if you want to buy the softbox with this light, the softbox is really important if you want the light to be diffused, and you know, if you want it to be super soft on you, because without it, you'll have very hard shadows. Okay, hopefully you enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. How do I do a peace sign without peace? Okay, that's probably not the way I want that to look, but bye.